Okay, we're going to go on to our next topic for today, and that's going to be coming to us from more like of a science field here, if you will. It's the topic is hidden dimensions and autism, shared consciousness. All right, so this is a little bit of an oddball of a subject, but I got onto this a long time ago, and it's been in my mind for such a long time, and I've really wanted to elaborate on it and figure a little bit more about it. But there's a part of this that's really kind of strange. We'll get to it in a minute. But I want to start out by saying that really the question here is that is whether consciousness is something that is shared with other dimensions, and that's maybe best reflected by people who have the condition of autism. Let me wind back and tell you where this is coming from. All right, it's coming from the subject of gravity of all things. All right, gravity, of course, is one of the main four forces in the universe. I say that, and I think there are four. Probably, I know there are at least four. But anyway, gravity is something that lots and lots of people have studied. But one person in particular, and actually kind of a group of people before her, studied this. Her name is Lisa Randall. She's a Harvard professor, and I came across her work on the subject of gravity as she was combining it with string theory and what's known as M theory, which also came out of string theory. And her idea there, I know there were other people talking about this before her or around the same time, but she really presented it in a great way, and it really caught my attention. What she was saying is that gravity is weak. It's a weak force compared to the others. The strong force by its own name, the strong force in the universe. The weak force is also strong. It's a strong interacting. It has a strong impact here, even though both the strong and the weak force are called kind of opposite things. They're both strong forces. They both have great impact. Same thing with the electromagnetic force. But the force of gravity is really weak. For instance, I put the pen down on the table. I can simply pick the pen off the table whenever I want. If I had a magnet and a pin of some sort, the pin pops right off the table and goes right to the magnet. So there's not a lot of strength to gravity. Maybe there is on the in long distances. We can get into that another time. But for the most part, it's recognized as a rather weak force compared to the others. And Lisa Randall, she asked this question. She's borrowing from the ideas of string theory and M theory, which contain within them, and which is as a necessary part of those theories, the idea of hidden dimensions. For string theory to be correct, there has to be, I think it's 11, maybe more dimensions of existence. Only 4 of which we can that we can recognize, as the rest of them are hidden. And she's saying that maybe gravity is so weak here in our 4 dimensions because it's leaking into and seeping into other dimensions, these hidden dimensions that are out there. Or the other way around. Maybe she also threw out the idea maybe that it's seeping into our 4 dimensions from these other dimensions. And she went through a number of mathematical calculations to show it. I kind of lost track there, obviously, because I don't know math to save my life. But she really went through a kind of a rigorous presentation, and it's really something that stuck with me. But what really, well, actually, before I get into the next part of this, I want to mention something that has been on my mind about this for a very long time, which is, again, maybe it goes all the way back to the beginning. When I first heard this, I thought, okay, gravity is a weak force, but how does that square with the concept that Einstein put forth, which is gravity is not really a force; it's a curvature of space-time. So I have that question rumbling around out there, and as we go forward, if anyone out there knows some stuff about that and can provide some insight, I'd love to hear it. But if gravity is just simply an effect of the curvature of space-time, then how is it a weak force? I'm not getting that part. Love to know more about it. Going to explore that with experts. Hopefully, someone like Lisa Randall from Harvard. That would be fantastic. Here, this is from science.org about just that point. It says, gravity is the curvature of the universe caused by massive bodies, which determines the path that objects travel. And again, if that's the case, which it very well might be, then how is that a force? How is that like a weak force that's interacting with other dimensions? Anyway, that's a little bit of a side point. The next part of this is the main point, which is, can the same thing that can be possibly said about gravity, can that be said about consciousness? We know absolutely nothing, or very, very little, about consciousness. which is really odd because it's one of the. I mean, we've talked about this. It's the main experience that we have in the world. Is we are conscious. We are so locked in. We are aware that we are aware, but we don't know why we are aware, and we don't know why we're aware that we're aware. We don't know about consciousness. We don't know much about it, not about its nature, where it comes from. Question is, can we borrow from Lisa Randall's ideas? Can we say that consciousness is a shared force or a shared feature that is shared between our dimensions as well as hidden dimensions, similar to the concept of gravity? And I point to people who have the condition of autism as a possible example of this, and a possible maybe the most acute example of this. Can we say that people who have autism are experiencing consciousness in our world, in our reality, but they're sharing only a bit of it from what is already existing or what exists in other dimensions as well, either leaking into other dimensions or coming into our reality from those. So again, same thing as far as as is gravity from Lisa Randall's ideas and others, but applied to consciousness. Now here's the thing. I've been looking at this, like I said, I keep saying it's been a long time. I mean, it's 20 years, maybe, something along those lines. But I can't find even one reference to this out there anywhere on YouTube or the internet or anywhere. I've scoured the internet for hours, and I can't find any connection between autism, consciousness, and possible hidden dimensions. Now, of course, the whole concept relies on the requirement that there are other dimensions, and I don't know that there are. I don't know that they're not. But if there are, can this be applied? I can't find even one article about it. And I've been searching, like I said, if somebody knows about it, I'm sure I'm not the only person who ever thought of this. I'm almost positive I saw this alignment between gravity and autism and consciousness somewhere out there many years ago, but I just can't find it. So it's really frustrating. But we're going to talk to experts in the nature of consciousness, and we're going to talk to people who in neurology and any of the various sciences. Love to have Lisa Randall on the show. Talk to them about this subject and really get in, maybe get to the bottom of it and explore that and all the tangential issues. I can't wait for all that. It's going to be really cool. In the meantime, if you will, please make sure to like this video if you do like it. And also subscribe to the channel, and also comment. There's a whole field of comments that are that can be done. So I'd love to have your thoughts on this subject and anything else, both on the YouTube as well as on our website, which of course is aptly named exusthepodquest.com. You go there, and we will be going ever forward.